did this movie start, like script to screen? How long was the process?
We started writing it in 2015, wrote it in a couple of months, and then just started shooting it.
It's an incredible job of writing. I mean, it transcends the genre. It's like poetry.
It is.
And there are just, I've seen it twice, and I saw it a year ago because it was doing the film festival route. Now it's being released, and there were just so many things I'm listening to, and I can't even grasp my head around because it's just like, stop, I got to play that instantly again, And, well, for instance, the Iggy Azalean line. I don't even get that. Is she like a rapper?
She is.
She's Australian.
She's a white female rapper.
Is she considered kind of
whack?
Whack. Okay.
Yes.
and they come a mile a minute. Can you guys tell me about just your own preparation for being in rap battles? Because I have to imagine it's harder to make it look like you're an amateur trying to do it than it is to actually be a pro doing it. Does that make sense?
Oh, it's really tough. And I was a terrible rapper going into this project. I approached as an actor, and when I got the script and I was preparing it, I was really nervous that I wouldn't be able to rap.
So was I.
So was Joseph.
I was worried that he couldn't rap.
Yeah, I was terrified that I wouldn't pull it off. But I was working with some of the greatest battle rappers in the world, and they were coaching me through the process. We had 2 months to prep it, and I was coming off of a Disney Channel show. So to come onto this project and to say these offensive lines and play a battle rapper, it was quite a departure, and it's because of those battle rappers I was able to pull it off.
How about yourself?
Mine was more like, okay, being a black man, everybody expect you to rap. Okay, I could rap. My thing was more pronunciating the big words and delivering them right so people can really understand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So that was more of my hard part that I wanted to make sure, because you're doing so much dialogue the whole time and you got to keep it going. And yeah, that was my main thing.
That was one of the most amazing things about Jackie's audition, because you expect that in Hollywood everyone can rap, especially black guys, which is an incredible stereotype that I had in my head that I found out was completely wrong. Nobody could rap. But in the ones that could rap, the most interesting thing is that, rap is the slang of black culture. And on a certain level, the more obscure it is, the better it is, right? In fact, the more white rappers try to rap like black guys, the black guys shift over in a language that white guys can't understand. White guys are trying to catch up to that. Jackie had that amazing instinct walking through when he rapped, that he wanted everyone to understand the words. And a lot of the sort of black rappers do not want it. It's against the instinct and the nature of it. And there was something very human about Jackie's approach to it, that he wanted to communicate. And that is a very special gift that he had.
What Disney show were you on?
It was called Austin Alley.
Okay.
And I knew that I wanted to take on a project that would be a departure from that, because I'm an actor, and you want to challenge yourself, and you want to grow. I knew that period after doing a Disney Channel show was really important, and the next year or two could define the next 10 years of my life. And so this was a perfect project, because I knew that it was going to be something that was meaningful and said things that I wanted to put out there in the world.
Well, okay, just your directorial style. This movie looks like it's really complicated to shoot. Like you have a really thick board, with the shots lined up, because it's complicated. I mean, you're doing, rack focuses. You zoom in. There's subtle camera movement that I think accentuates the characters, but obviously that all has to be planned out. How do you approach any given day of shooting?
It's all boarded out beforehand. It's all thought out. And actually, before I even shot, I actually had to sort of construct my filmmaking methodology, not only on a practical of how I move the camera, but a philosophical level of what approach I was going to do. So if you watch the movie, I constructed a style where one shot could be a lock-off, the next shot would be a dolly, and the next shot would be a handheld, all in the same shot, and all in the same sequence. And that was by design. I wanted to create a thing of a subjectivity to the camera, where every single angle would either be an objective or subjective shot. So a lot of it was based perhaps on Scorsese. Like other things, I love doing Spielbergian type of camera moves, but in this one it was sort of like my battle rap Scorsese mode. I would say films like Color of Money really informed the attitude. The way he shot those pool sequences
right.
was the way I was going to approach my battle rap sequences.
And the third act is like this epic battle rap, and it takes up the entire rest of the length of the film, and that's intriguing.
There's a certain dynamicism that came from the fact that we had to shoot that last 45 minutes in 3 days, the reality is, as ambitious as you want to be in a filmmaker, you're always up against budget and time. And in order to shoot 45 minutes of camera setups, I was going to have to be looser. Now, I would have to pick my moments where I could express a subjectivity to the camera, but I did some overall stylistic things that I knew that on a global level would work. For instance, Jackie and Calum's battle come in 2 pieces, right? There's like the first round for each one of them, and then the second round where it gets even more hardcore. So if you watch the first 2 rounds, the camera's locked off. It's all on tripods. It's all still frames. The camera's on the eye level and stuff like that. But once it gets more intense, there's a point where Jackie crushes his cup, and you'll see that's the first time the camera goes handheld. And next thing you know, the camera's lower and it's handheld and it's more frantic until I reconstruct it on specific dolly shots at the end on very critical moments. That's all by design, and that was like literally an anticipated moment where I knew that I had very little time and what's the most effective way to express the scene. But ultimately, it actually worked in my favor because the haphazardness of the camera work actually added to the liveness of the effect on the audience.
So is Destroyer, is he the actual rapper?
Disaster.
I mean, he's Disaster. and then his entourage, those are also like professional rap dudes.
Those are his friends, and I think they're actually gangsters.
Okay. Well, I mean, were you guys picking off were you like kind of studying him to get the vibe correct? Or?
He was one of my rap coaches.
Okay.
He was one of the guys. It was him, the writer of the movie Kid Twist, Roan, Dumbfounded, All It Done. These guys really took me under their wing, and Disaster is one of the guys that we rehearsed our battle for a long time leading up to it. And I remember him taking me aside when we did the table read and saying, he's like, "Don't screw this up. This is an important movie to us." And it lit the fire in my butt to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is his style of coaching? I mean, is it just a repetition, or I mean,
it's an art form. It's an art form. I mean, it's you're saying very offensive things, but they're like modern day poets. It's like doing Shakespeare.
No, absolutely.
So he approaches it that way. It's almost like seeing the way that they approach their battles. It's actually very similar to how I would approach doing a monologue in a movie.
One of the funny things is that if you know anything about film, there's usually a script supervisor on set that's like following the lines and figuring out your continuity. We didn't have one. What we did have is a screenwriter, Kid Twist. He was my script supervisor. So whenever anyone would talk, he would be like looking at the script, especially during the battle rap scenes, to see what they're saying. And I remember specifically Kid Twist, there'd be certain lines that he wrote, and the key to battle rap is where you accent the word. Like whatever word that you accent is the point of the scene. So sometimes he would go, Calum, accent, Thailand, accent the land. And literally, if Calum said the rap without accent the land, it was a completely different rap. It was fascinating to see how those accents affected. And I saw a masterclass by Kevin Spacey, by the way, who I think it's been taken off masterclass at this point. But he was talking about accents in dialogue. As an actor, where do you place the accent in a piece of dialogue is what makes the scene work. And it was the exact same thing. Battle rap and acting are all about accents.
Well, okay, this is kind of a thread to the movie, but I think I discovered like a subliminal part of this film that maybe I'm on the wrong track here, and help me out. Okay, you're putting a lot of cats in this film, and there had to be a cat wrangler. Tell me about that.
No, the cat actually just showed up on set.
No way, because
It did.
okay, the cat, because there's a shot like you're about to say something, the cat jumps on the car.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a low-budget movie, and I didn't have a lot of money, and like I couldn't do double takes. So when the cat showed up on set, we just had to roll.
So the cat it's like a stray cat that just saw you guys?
It kept showing up, and I couldn't stop it.
Because I watched the film, and every time a cat would appear, I'd stop and make a notation.
And it was serendipitous. It was absolutely serendipitous. It was the luck of the draw.
So the cat runs across the background during the cat. That's the same cat?
Yeah, it's the same cat.
And
it must have been on the camera truck or something. I don't know what was going on.
Well, there's also a shot where you're sleeping on the bench and it's raining, but the cat is there, and it's not.
In the shot. It couldn't stop it.
Not raining. Well, is that a rat that's going past?
Yeah, that's a rat. That's not a cat. That one we actually had to just put on set.
And what about the cockroaches? How difficult is it cockroach wranglers, because those are real cockroaches scurrying around the hotel.
You just like put your cockroaches there and then roll camera.
Okay, and just hope for the best,
Hope for the best.
Okay, so the person that is like the cockroach wrangler, is that like a one-day gig?
No, there's no cockroach. You just grab the cockroaches, put them on the table, and then go.
But you have to get them from somewhere.
They're there.
They're there. They're where you were shooting.
Yeah.
That building.
That's crazy. Okay. Well, look, you've given me some great stuff for my article.
Oh, thank you so much.
No. Listen, I love this film, and everybody should see it. Again, it's a film that transcends genders. I mean, genres.
Yeah.
And it's just,
well, it does transcend genders too.
Yeah.
And it's also a film that's so wonderful to watch in the theater too. Most of the time, it's
an audience participation film.
It is.
You're like,
yeah.
hey, what's he laughing at? What did I miss?
Exactly, yeah, and that's fairly rare in films these days. So it's a special movie to see in the theaters.
What's interesting is that like the last part of the movie, as you see here, is in this gladiatorial arena.
Yeah.
Where the audience is above and around, and they're surrounded.